Hello and welcome to another episode of WCPO Lounge Acts. This is a socially distant edition. I'm here at the Northside Yacht Club with Slow Glows. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
We are going to chat a little bit, but I want to get right into the music. Kelly, tell me what we're going to hear first from you guys.
Okay, so the first song we're going to play is called Sigh. It was actually our last single that we released right back in March, so we're going to start off with that one for everyone tonight.
And you guys had a release show in March that was supposed to kind of set off a tour, and
we did, yeah.
Quarantine's kind of interrupted that. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's hear some music first. This is Slow Glows on WCPO Lounge Acts at Northside Yacht Club. That was Slow Glows with Geode, and before that you heard Sigh. Kelly, why don't you introduce the band for us real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Kelly Redding. Obviously, I'm playing guitar and I sing. And on bass, we have Ian Gorby, and then Rachel Thody is on drums.
And we are at the Northside Yacht Club. It's a lovely summer evening, a little warm.
Yes.
We're outside because we're social distancing. I've got my mask on. You guys don't all have masks on because you guys are performing, but we were all masked up earlier, just to note. That first song you guys played, that was Sigh, and that is your latest single, right?
Correct, yeah.
Tell me about the single, and that's the one where you had a release show, and you're about to go on this fabulous tour, and your lives got interrupted like all of ours did with COVID-19. Tell me that story.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so the song "Sigh," we had that one written last year, and it was one that we had written after we recorded the full album, and we were just like, we really like this song, so we still wanted to record it anyways, but decided to release it as a single. So, we went through the process of that, and then we had a release show for it on March 6th, which, as all of you know, is right at the beginning of the shutdowns and the quarantine and all of that. So the release show was good. There was a good crowd. We played at Motor Pub, but we shortly after that everything happened. But that was our tour kickoff as well.
Right.
And Rachel and I had spent several months booking a tour. We were going out west for the first time actually to Texas and back. So we did go 2 dates into that and then had to turn around, which was kind of a bummer, but everyone's in the same boat with it. It was that's just how it had to be.
Yeah, no, it was just, it's like you said, we worked really hard.
We did.
But I think that everybody could definitely say, especially in the music scene, that there was a lot of stuff going on where everybody was working really hard and then it just came to an abrupt halt. But we're getting creative with how to stay relevant, I guess, during this. So, we missed out on that tour, but maybe there'll be something in the future. We'll see.
Yeah.
And you guys were going to stop at South by Southwest on that tour as well, which of course was canceled early on in the pandemic. Yeah,
we had tour dates booked to and from there. We were going to do a 3-week run actually, and we had worked really hard in booking all of that and getting good shows and whatnot. So it was a disappointment, but we still released the record and it's done pretty well. And I made a music video for it, and we're still really happy with how that recording turned out. So that's, online if anyone would like to check that out. And we still have the records available too.
Yes, 7-inch records.
Yeah.
You've also got an LP out as well. Tell me about the LP.
Yeah, so the LP we released in August of last year, and that was our debut album actually. So those were, the songs we'd been playing live here in Cincinnati for the past I guess
probably 2 years.
Yeah, so that was just kind of like a compilation of all the songs we'd written over the past, since we started the band really, and we recorded it here in Northside at Mount Saturn, and mixed it in the analog studio Mount Saturn, and kind of took that approach with it, and it's got a warm vintage kind of sound to it, and it just turned out how we wanted it to be, so we were really happy with that. It was called Stargaze Rock and Roll.
And I understand you're going to go back to Mount Saturn for the follow-up recording, right?
Yeah, we're in the midst of almost being done with writing for the second record, so we're planning to record that next month.
Awesome. We are at Northside Yacht Club now, and this actually, I believe, is the location of your first show as well. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
true. Yeah. Yeah, that was with the band Twen from Nashville, which I adore. And then also, I think Carriers played that night. And I want to say somebody else was on that bill.
No, it was just those three.
I think it was just those three. But that was a really, really good first show for us. It was 2 really great bands to play with.
Definitely.
And you guys played, I think, in this very spot for Ladyfest last year before?
That was a couple years ago.
That was, I want to say
I think it was
2018. Yeah.
I think that was October of 2017.
That was our last show with our original bassist, Liz Slocum.
Okay.
We were in an all-girl band is how we started out.
Okay.
We're happy to have Ian on bass right now, of course, but we did have a change in lineup at the beginning.
So you guys are a shoegaze band.
Yes.
For the uninitiated, explain what that genre is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the name of that genre. I think it's I don't know, but pretty much what that is to me it's like rock music that has kind of a dreamy, spacey element to it, and by that it's lots of use of effects pedals to get kind of that like what's the right word? Ambient, otherworldly kind of element. But I still, what's different about what we do is that we still write songs in, the normal kind of way and just add that to it. But it was, I'm very inspired by lots of bands from the 90s of that time, My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, bands of that nature that were kind of like, the best way I would describe it is it was kind of like a rock music, but in an introverted sense. If you look up those bands, you'll kind of know what I mean. It's kind of in that vein of that subgenre,
Speaking of effects pedals, you've got several.
Yeah.
Tell me about them.
I've always, since day one, I've always used the MXR reverb. It's a heavy reverb effect. And I have, there's this one pedal. It's kind of the Boss pedal is reissued, this Space Echo, which is kind of like a recreation of what that effect was that was popular, at that time. And I used that on the Psy recording specifically. That's the first time I really used that. And we were actually able to use the actual Space Echo at Mount Saturn when we recorded it, so that was kind of cool. I really like a lot of reverbs and delays, so I just kind of add those. I actually write most of the songs on acoustic guitar and then kind of transfer them to electric, which is a different approach. But I have a lot of fun with the effects pedals for sure.
Yeah, I have to imagine it can be a challenge to write acoustic and then add those effects.
Yeah.
You have to almost hear it in your head.
Definitely. I'm self-taught on acoustic guitar, and I'm not. I write most of it's kind of chord-based stuff. I didn't really start playing guitar till my early 20s, so that's kind of where I started, and then how I transferred that, and just tried to play music kind of similar to the things I was listening to at the time, and just things I liked.
Tell me a little bit about the light show.
Before all the shutdown stuff, in addition to playing, live music, I was really into doing these liquid light shows that our friend Eric Malk has so graciously decided to help us with. He's doing a fantastic job with it. But
That's great.
I was taught by a friend, or I guess kind of inspired by a friend, Jeff McIntosh. He used to do some for us. I think he did it at our album release show as well as our tour kickoff show. And that was really the magic moment for me when it was like, wow, I want to do this. So it's really just been a big, long trial and error thing of just, trying to find various pieces of equipment and glass and what kind of, water and food dyes and oil mixtures kind of work to create this psychedelic, just liquidy backdrop of, just colors meshing together, and just try to make it go as well with the music as you can.
Yeah, it definitely adds a whole nother element to things. Really is engaging. Really draws you in. So it's
for sure.
It's a nice added feature. It's
you.
appreciated for sure. You've got some more music for us. I want to go back to hear some more music. Tell
definitely.
me what we're gonna hear next.
The next song we're going to play is one from our debut album that we released back in August of 2019. It's called The End. It's the first song on the album. Coincidentally, that's just how it ended up. But it's our favorite song to play live, so I think we always have a fun time playing it. And it's kind of one of those songs that's a bit longer, but it draws people in, and it goes through the motions of to me, it's very dreamy in that sense, inspired by different dreams and surreal kind of rock music in that way. So it's a cool song.
All right, well, let's check it out. This is The End with Slow Glows. We're at Northside Yacht Club. This is WCPO Lounge Acts. That was Slow Glows here at the Northside Yacht Club for WCPO Lounge Acts. You just heard The End, followed by
Mosaic.
Those are two songs from your LP that's available now.
Yep.
If somebody wanted to get that, where would they go?
Well, you can listen to it online on Spotify. It's on there if you just want to stream it for free. We also have a Bandcamp page where you can buy the LP if you'd like to. And we just got CDs as well right before our March tour. So we've got a couple different formats you can listen to it in. So feel free to check it out.
And you pretty much everything you guys have out is available also on vinyl, correct?
Yeah, most of it.
Well,
We
maybe not
had,
everything.
I think we had 2 early EPs that weren't studio recordings that are just on, digital albums. But the rest, yeah.
The majority of it.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So Bandcamp streaming. If you want to buy the record, you can find that on Bandcamp. People can follow you online on your Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. We have Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Great. Follow them there. And that new album you're recording next month, and when will that maybe be out?
Hopefully by the end of the year. But we'll just see how it goes with everything that's going on, as well as how long the mixing and all that will take. So I'm optimistic, though. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to record.
Yeah, record first, and then worry about the situation later.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, that sounds great. Kelly, Rachel, Ian, thank you guys for coming by the Northside Yacht Club to prefer WCPO Lounge Acts. If you're listening at home and you want to hear more of this stuff, you can find more Lounge Acts on YouTube. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you get podcasts. We've been here with Slow Glows at the Northside Yacht Club. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.